Hey guys, how's it going? Good to be back. Now, let's keep going with what we left here, alright? Now, like we mentioned, we got a bunch of call features left on the Yeastar Cloud Edition, so I guess that would be our topic for this one. Let's take a look. Now, the first thing I think we're going to talk about here is going to be the emergency number. This is something left in the call control settings. Now, previously, we already figured out the inbound and outbound configurations. So in other words, now we can handle incoming calls and outgoing calls with no doubt. However, what about the emergency call? This might be a problem here. This might be a big question left here for us, right? So according to our configuration, it's like whatever the number is, if this is going to be an external call, we're supposed to follow our configuration in the outbound route because we have dial pattern, something like that, right? So the emergency call, this is something so special. Especially we got something, something bad, some situation is really urgent. We need the help. So we really need to make an emergency call to the public security center. Probably, right? So if there's the rule, like I said, we got something configured in the outbound route, then this part of operation will be really tricky. Because when you try to make an emergency call, you actually need to figure out what is the dial pattern, what is the outbound route rule. Otherwise, you can't make this emergency call, right? So our solution this time is pretty simple. We got the emergency number feature right over here. What we're supposed to do is just simply go click on add, all right? Name it. This is what you're supposed to do. For example, this is going to be the rule for telling our system how to handle external calls to the public security center. So we will simply select public security center here. I would just simply name it and then drop the emergency number here. So for example, the emergency number might be 999, for example, just an example, or 911 anyway. Simply just drop this emergency number here, and the next step, let's take a look. We're going to configure this. Trunks emergency outbound caller ID. Why do we need this? This might be the question. Because like I said, emergency call, it's something so special, and I'm pretty sure the emergency outbound caller ID will be something special as well. And in many countries, actually, I guess globally, service provider or carrier, they will provide you something special, a very special service. It's really specific. They will just give you a very particular outbound caller ID for emergency call only. And by the way, this particular emergency outbound caller ID will also be registered simultaneously with your company location. So this is the special service I mentioned. It's like any time if you make an emergency call to the public security center, well, they can easily to figure out your company location. That's the point. All right. So this one, we actually got two options. We can choose Trunks Emergency Outbound Caller ID or Extensions Emergency Outbound Caller ID. What's the difference? The difference is if you choose Trunks Emergency Outbound Caller ID, we're just going to use this particular outbound caller ID to the public security center if something bad happens in the future. Well, however, for some specific scenario, some specific project, things are going to be a little bit different. We actually want to make this part of configuration be more specific. For example, if this is a project for hotel user, I'm pretty sure Trunks Emergency Outbound Caller ID, it doesn't help. It won't help. Well, just like I said, this outbound caller ID can tell us the company location, but this is a hotel. Come on. You have so many rooms, you have so many guests. How can we figure out exactly which room or which guest make that emergency call? We can't. It's not going to be possible for us to figure this out in a couple of minutes. So a pretty smarter solution we have here is the Extensions Emergency Outbound Caller ID. You select this one. Well, we will basically just show the public security center the very specific extension number. It's going to be much easier for us to locate the specific room and the specific extension. That's what it is. And as for the rest of our configurations, take a look. Just go click on add here. Tell the system what you need there, all right? Like I did, I got several channels there, so simply select the one. Depends on you which one you want to make it be the specific one for the emergency call. So you select this one and drop your outbound caller ID right over here. That's basically what you're supposed to do. All right, so this is the configuration of this. And another one we have here is going to be the notification contact, because whatever happens in the future, truly, we need to make sure the person who's in charge is supposed to be notified. Absolutely. So we can go access notification contact here. Click on add. We're going to need a notification contact for emergency situation. So it could be one of our specific extensions or some other destinations, like the extension group manager of the extension who dialed the emergency number, or maybe specific group manager, or maybe a custom number. Depends on us. Whatever it is, whoever it is, just don't forget to select this and, make it be more specific. Finish your configurations here. Select the notification methods. Don't forget it. How would you like to notify this guy? By sending email, calling mobile, or maybe calling extension. Depends on you. So that was all about this emergency number feature, okay? Now, let's keep going. Next part I'm going to talk about is, now I guess this is about the time for us to take a look at our call features. So have a check here. First thing first, it's going to be the voicemail. All right. Now about the voicemail configuration, you guys can see we basically have two parts. Part one is going to be a very special function, group voicemail. Part two is going to be voicemail settings. So let's talk about the group voicemail first. Click on add. This is the way how we create a new group for this group voicemail. All right. Now, what is the group voicemail? The group voicemail feature is quite special because, as we know, normally we get a voicemail feature for every single one of our individual users. That's basically the way how we get the voicemail as an individual user, right? Pretty common. However, for some specific scenario, things might be a little bit different, like if this is a sales department, or maybe this is just a group with a bunch of users that are providing services together, right? So we want to collect the information from our customer side, any kind of feedback or something. So we don't want to miss any important information from our customer side. Then we can actually set the group voicemail. So it's like I'm going to create a group for voicemail, and for all of you guys are going to be able to check the voicemail simultaneously with this group. That's what it is. Take a look. Step one here is going to be the type. So the type here, we have three options. You can simply choose ring group, queue, or custom. The difference is pretty simple. If you choose queue, we're just going to apply this group voicemail feature for a very specific queue or a very particular ring group. Depends on us. And of course, you can also choose custom. Means you're going to create a very particular group for this one specifically here. Now, I'm going to take the custom as an example. Let's keep going. So next step. Name this one. All right, it depends on you. You can probably name this for your sales service or something else, whatever. Just name it. And we have mode. Two options. Broadcast to members and shared by members. So what's the difference? The differences here is quite clear. Well, if you choose broadcast to members, well, all the selected members in this group, when they get the voicemail, when they get this group voicemail, it really doesn't matter who read the message first. All right, like if I'm the agent in this group, I took the message first. All right, I took the voicemail first. Well, for other users, the new message notification will still be there, so you can still see the new message notification on your Linkus mobile client, Linkus PC client, Linkus web client, and also your IP phone. That's it. However, if I switch it to shared by members, all the selected members are sharing the group voicemail. So this is a little bit different. This is like if one of them read the message in advance, then for other users, new message notification will be disappeared because you guys are sharing the group voicemail now. That's it. Now, something else here. Let's take a look. We also have voicemail PIN authentication. Not a big deal. Basically, it's just a place for helping us to enhance the security. You can set the voicemail access PIN code. That's it. And you can also choose to enable something like play date and time, play caller ID, and play message duration. These are all flexible, customized. Okay. And the next step, just select your members. All right, because I choose custom. So we will need to select a few users in this group. Now this group voicemail will work for these three guys. Okay. And one more thing here is going to be the group voicemail rating. That feature is also supported. So again, like I mentioned in the previous session, if you want to customize the grading for this group voicemail, you can do something similar. Well, just go click on the drop-down list. If you have something, you can use it. If you don't, go click on record. So you can absolutely record a new prompt for this voicemail greeting. Simply go click on Greeting Management. This is the place for you to upload something you have. If you have something already, you can just upload it here. Make sure the audio file is under this requirement. Another option we have here is just select one of our extension, name this file, click on Confirm. You will get a phone ring there, so simply grab your phone, record whatever you need there for this greeting. Okay, after that, then just click on Save. So don't forget to apply for the changes. This is basically the way how we configure the group voicemail. Okay, now next one. Next one is going to be voicemail settings. Let's take a look. So here it's basically the panel for us to have some customization for the voicemail preferences settings. So let's take a look. Right on this page, we can absolutely enable something for a better user experience, but it totally depends on us. So we will be able to select something like allow callers to press 0 to break out from the voicemail. And we can also enable something allow callers to dial extension if you want them to go access the extension directly, skip this voicemail. And number 3, ask the callers to press 5 for leaving a message. Well, basically, if they try to leave a message, they will need to press 5 first. And the last one, allow callers to review message. Well, basically, if we enable this one, anyone when they try to leave a message, you guys can see this. They do have the user permission to stop it, to re-record it. Anyway. Okay. Next part, message options. For message options here, well, nothing special. We can basically tell the system what's the limitation for the message duration, right? Maximum message time, 600 seconds. Minimum time will be 2 seconds. That's it. And also for greeting options, something similar. Tell the system what's our limitation. All right. These are all the default configuration. We can basically keep what it is here. And then one more thing here is going to be the auto cleanup. So we can click on auto cleanup, absolutely. Then have a check here. We basically just switch it to the storage page here, and this is exactly the place for helping us to figure out the auto cleanup rule, not just for the voicemail, actually for everything. All of our storage management, we can just set the rule here to manage that. Okay, so let's get back to the call feature. That was basically all about the voicemail settings. And next part, feature code. Well, the feature code here is absolutely nothing special. This is basically like, it's like the dictionary or lexicon, whatever you call it. Well, because this is just a place for you to figure out the feature code. So what is the feature code for call transfer? What is the feature code for recording? Anyway, take a look here for your references. That's it. Now, let's keep going. Now, the next one we have here will be the IVR configuration. Well, about the IVR configuration, this is something so important because I'm pretty sure every single one of our customers in the world, they do need an IVR. Now, for example, like if you guys make a call to Yeastar, you will go access IVR first. Something like, thank you for calling Yeastar. For English service, please press 1. For Chinese service, please press 2. Something like that, right? The whole architecture, the whole structure of the IVR, it works like that. It's just a triangle system. You go access the IVR step by step, layer by layer, till you reach the final destination. That's what it is. So here also tells us the basic logic of this IVR configuration. What we're supposed to do is we actually need to figure out this triangle system. So we actually need to figure out the final destination's configuration. That's like our preparation work. And after that, we just keep going up till we reach the final level of this IVR. That's what it is. But anyway, let's take a look, see how do we configure the IVR. So if you want to create the IVR, simply go click on Add there, and this is the place for you to name this IVR. It might be the IVR for English service, Chinese service, or greetings, whatever. Just name it here. And you will get the phone number. This is actually not a phone number. It's just a particular number for the IVR. And name this IVR here, by the way. And we're going to have prompt. And the prompt, just like I mentioned in the previous session, we can back to the custom prompt there. Record something by ourselves, as you wish. And back over here, you just select the one you needed for this IVR. So like if this is the IVR of Chinese service, I absolutely need to record something in Chinese. Then I can select it here. And we got a prompt repeat count. Default configuration 3 times. So this IVR will just be played for 3 times. Then next one, response timeout. Default configuration again, 3 seconds. So we will just wait you for 3 seconds to finish whatever you need to do there. And the next part will be digit timeout. It's also 3 seconds as well. So this basically like we're just gonna give you 3 seconds to finish your number dialing. Like this is gonna be the IVR for end users. So they are supposed to finish their number dialing during 3 seconds, according to our configurations here. All right. And one more thing here is going to be the IVR alert info. Wow, this is just like what I was talking about before, which is going to be distinctive ringtone. So you need it, you drop the ringtone name here, and you will get this particular ringtone for this IVR. And the rest of them, let's take a look. Dial extensions. It's not that popular, but we can enable this as well. So if you enable this feature here, that basically means anyone called to this IVR, they got the permission to skip the IVR. They can actually call our extensions. According to our configurations, absolutely. And then we can also enable something like a dial outbound routes, dial to check, voicemail. But to be very honest, this is not that popular because for anyone out of the office, if they really want to use our outbound route for another outgoing call or they want to check their voicemail, well, why don't you use Lycus? A pretty good solution on your mobile, and it's more secured. It can definitely gives you a better solution to manage your privacy, right? Especially the voicemail. And then let's go for a key press event. So this is basically the place where we can define those digits. Like I said, for English service, please press 1. For Chinese service, please press 2. Now you can just, set your definition here. If you press 1, that will be a particular destination. Might be extension, might be the ring group. If this is a Chinese service, I'm pretty sure that will be the ring group or a queue. That's it. And the last one is also going to be this. Take a look. Response timeout destination and invalid input destination. Depends on you. You can customize it for your system, whatever it is. So like if this customer reached the timeout where he just pressed something invalid, we want to play this IVR again. Then you can also select the IVR. So that was all about the IVR configuration. Pretty simple, right? Now let's keep going. Another feature on our system is going to be the ring group. This is the thing I mentioned before. So if you're running a tiny group, like just a few guys, 2 guys, 3 guys, they're working together to handle incoming calls from the customer side, we might probably use a ring group, which is simpler. Let's have a look. So you can probably name this one as sales department, or maybe not department. Maybe this is just like a sales group 1. So we can just type something like a sales group 1, right? Then ring strategy, pretty simple. 2 options, you can either choose ring them all or ring them sequentially. Depends on you, right? Let's select ring sequentially, then we're going to have a bunch of users in the channel. In the list, okay? In my right-hand list, that's it. Ring timeout will be 20 seconds, so each one of them will get 20 seconds as the ring timeout. Besides, we can also set the alert info here, which is the distinctive ringtone feature. It's also supported here as well. Then, last step, failover destination. So, if we reach the timeout, where's the failover destination? Make your selection here. I guess let's just make it simpler. I'm going to hand it up directly. Now, click on Save and apply for it. So this is just the way how we configure the ring group. Very simple. Very fundamental. And there's another solution for helping us to manage a group of people, and it's more advanced, and it's just called queue. Let's take a look. So if you're running the sales department truly, now we can actually use this, which is going to be the queue. So I'm going to create a group. I'm going to create a queue for sales department. Let's see, sales department, like this. And then we will have a particular number for this queue, and for the ring strategy, we got more options. So what's the difference? Simply, let's take a look. Here's the references for you guys. So take a look. The reference, it's so clear, all right? So you have a bunch of options for ring strategies. Ring all, well, all agents will get a phone ring. List recent, we're just going to ring the agent which was listed recently called. Fill is the cost, we're just going to ring the agent who has answered. The fill is the cost. Random, it's just random. You don't even know who's going to be the guy get a next phone ring. Round robin with memory hunt. Well, our system will just be more intelligent to take the switch automatically among those selected agents. And linear, well, system will basically follow the order you have there to ring them one by one. That's it. Many options are available here. Make your selection. So flexible here, right? And then we got a music on hold. So depends on you again. If you have a music on hold list created by yourself, you'll have it in the drop-down list. If you don't, I guess you can use the default one or just disable it if you don't need it. Maximum waiting time will be 1800 seconds by default. That's it. That's just the default configuration. Failover destination, you can also customize it. Might be group voicemail, I guess. Okay. And I guess we also have some other settings. Let's take a look. Agent options. Agent timeout number 1, 30 seconds. So for each one of our agents, got a 30 seconds as the timeout. Retry interval is going to be 30 seconds as well. This basically means our system will just follow the ring strategy to ring those members one by one. If none of them picks it up, then the system will wait for 30 seconds to start another turn to ring them according to our ring strategy. And number 3, wrap-up time, 30 seconds by default. So every single one of our agents, once they finish this call, they hand it up. They got 30 seconds for wrap-up. You can go grab a cup of coffee or something. Just take a break. And we also got agent announcement here. Depends on you. If you really want to play something to them specifically, go create something first. Then you will have it. Then last one, ring use. We can also enable this, but it's not that popular, I guess. If we enable this, it's like if currently this agent is on a call, all right? However, there's also another call comes in. Well, this call, we're not going to skip him. We'll just be on hold to wait for him because you just enable ring use. And next part, members. So it's time for us to select a bunch of members. So be careful. Step 1 is going to be dynamic agents. So if you need some dynamic agents, select them first, all right? Otherwise, they cannot log in as the dynamic agent directly. They need to be in the list, okay? Then we select our static agents. So those guys are going to work as the static agents in the queue. And the last step, select your manager. Who's going to be the manager to manage this queue later? Because don't forget the web client, and also don't forget the call center solution. So later on, when we log into the web client, when we try to use the call center solution, we do need a manager. That's what it is. And here, you guys can see three rules are enabled automatically here. Number 1, notify manager when a queue call is missed. Number 2, notify manager when a queue call is abandoned. Number 3, notify manager when the SLA is lower than its alarm threshold. Really makes sense, right? We can just keep it this way. Now, next part. Go click on preferences. Let's customize something more detailed. Here, basic settings. The default configuration for maximum callers in queue is 0. That means there's no limitation as much as we want, all right? Queue alert info, same thing like I said several times. It's just going to be the distinctive ringtone, all right? Drop that ringtone name here. If you need it, it's a phone feature. And we can also choose to leave to enable leave empty or join empty. Depends on us. By the way, something else like a service level agreement. This is something truly important, especially when we try to manage the call center later on the web client. So have a look. According to the default configuration, the SLA time is 60 seconds, evaluation interval is 30 minutes, alarm threshold is 80%. So what's the meaning? The meaning is like every 30 minutes, our system will just start to calculate. To calculate what? It will just to calculate exactly how many calls do we have there totally and how many calls have been handled during 60 seconds. And then you're going to be able to see the final result. If the final result is over 80%, well, great, you did a pretty good job. Well, if this is lower than 80%, I guess what you're supposed to do now is just keep pushing. That's it. Well, this is absolutely customized, by the way. All right, so this is just the default configuration. All right. Next one, announcement. This depends on you. If you want to customize the announcement, well, you actually need to go customize the prompt first. Then you upload it here. you can play something special here. You can also enable something like play ID announcement, play thank you for your patience prompt, depends on you. And we also have caller position announcements. So sometimes people are waiting there for so long, we can play this prompt as well. And the next part, periodic announcements. It could be anything. Even if you want to play the advertisement, just do it, upload the prompt, set the frequency. Satisfaction survey prompt is also supported. Well, all you have to do there is just get yourself be ready with the prompt. And the last one will be key press event. So sometimes customers, they don't want to wait there. We can give them one more option. If you don't want to wait there, well, how about you press the key? Go access somewhere else. That's also supported. Okay. Now, let's keep going with the last part, which is going to be queue panel permissions. So like I said previously, we got a manager, right? And as for other users, they're just users. They're just agents. What's the difference? We can absolutely customize the user permissions here. For example, if you never change it, this is the default configuration. A manager can basically switch agent status, call distribution management, allow for picking up or handing up agents' calls, call monitoring operations, call parking operation, and switch agents recording status. That's exactly what a manager can do with this manager in the web client. Okay. Now, just click on Save and apply for it. So this is basically the way how we configure this queue right over here. And as for the call center solution, like I said, we're supposed to log into the web client later. I will show you more details in the next session. Okay, now let's keep going. Then next part, conference. This is actually a basic feature, I guess. It's just going to be the conference. So if you need a conference, go click on that. Create one for yourself. This is going to be the conference number, so next time if you want to start this conference, well, people are supposed to call this number. So we can start the conference. Bunch of guys are sharing their experience in the conference. There you go. And you can also name this conference to make it clear, all right? So just name it. By the way, we also have participant password, moderator password. It's flexible. You can keep it this way or you can customize it. You can set something there. Depends on you. Voice prompt is the same thing. You can keep the default one here or try to play extension number. Depends on you. Other settings here, we gotta wait for moderator if we enable this. When then it's like when the moderator is not in the channel, not in the conference, no one can start the conversation. The last one, allow extension participants to invite. If we enable this, then any of them, they will be able to use the menu, the user menu with their phone to invite other users in the conference. Then you can choose to select some agent to work as the moderator. Or you can keep it empty, just like this. Click on Save. That's totally supported. Next feature, speed dial. Let's take a look. Speed dial feature, and I guess this is a pretty easy way for people to make a call to some complex numbers. For example, you want to make a call to your general manager or supervisor directly without dialing a bunch of digits. You can use the speed dial, right? You can just use the speed dial code, maybe 1, and the phone number will be 1000 or something. This is truly supported for internal call. And for external calls, we can also do the same thing, but what you're supposed to do here is just be careful with your outbound route. If your outbound route got a dial pattern, which is number 9, then don't forget to drop it there. Then simply just drop the target number here. After that, we're going to use the speed dial code 1 for this particular call, the outgoing call. That's it. And as for the speed dial code, the speed dial prefix, it's going to be this. So next time when you try to use the speed dial code feature, you go grab your phone first, then you dial *89. After that, use the speed dial code. Okay? All right. And we also support paging and intercom feature on the Cloud Edition as well. Let's take a look. So this feature, we got 3 options for you. We have one-way paging, one-way multicast paging, and two-way intercom. The one-way paging is like a broadcast solution, absolutely. So you create this paging group and you can select all of your endpoints in the list. Next time, if you want to play the announcement, you go grab your phone, make a call to this paging group. Then those phones are going to get a phone ring. Basically, they're just going to play your announcement automatically if you set something on the phone. And however, people are actually going to use this feature mostly for some particular scenario, which is going to be the project for school, for shopping mall, for train station, something like that. They can actually fix some SIP terminals, which are SIP speakers. Because those SIP speakers are totally SIP based, we can register them on our system as the regular extension. And then if you want to play the announcement, just go for it. Those speakers are going to play the announcement automatically. And the number 2 we have here is one-way multicast paging. This feature is like we're actually going to set a particular IP multicast channel. Well, the difference between this multicast paging and the first one-way paging, it's like this. The major difference is just the concurrent call. So if you use one-way paging, when you start this paging, multiple concurrent calls will be taken. All those endpoints, they're gonna get connected, right? However, if you choose one-way multicast paging, it's like the broadcaster will simply deliver the message to this multicast channel. And as for other endpoints, they basically get the information from this multicast channel, not from the PBX. So there's only one concurrent call being taken by this. And number 3 is going to be two-way intercom. This feature is also popular for some specific scenario, like if you have some door access control devices, indoor station, outdoor station, video intercom, whatever it is, you can register them on our system as the regular extension as well. So next time, if you got a visitor out there, they press the button, they ring the bell, well, that's not just ringing the bell. That can be a call on your phone. So people who's in charge will get a phone ring, absolutely. Just grab your phone. You can actually have a little chat with your visitor there, and you can also use your phone to open the door. And you can even use a Linkus mobile client to open the door remotely. That's also supported. Quite special here. All right. And one more thing here is going to be the scheduled paging. All right, this feature is also quite special. If you already have a paging group created there, then back over here you set the schedule there. Our system will just follow your schedule to start the broadcast automatically. That's exactly what we can do here. And I think this might be a pretty awesome solution for school. For example, school's time's out, 4 o'clock p.m. every single day, then we can just set a schedule like that. And we can also create a paging group simultaneously. However, I don't need a broadcaster there, right? I just need to upload the prompt, which could be some music or bell ringing. Anyway, then when the time comes there, the system will just play the announcement, the music, the bell ringing, anyway, automatically to kids. That's what we can do with this paging and intercom solution. Now, keep going. Another one is going to be the recording feature. Like I said, this is the auto recording feature. Now, if you want to use this recording feature, first of all, go check on your YCM. Don't forget to check it there, all right? Enable the recording, then you back on the cloud edition of your PC system. You do have this. If you disable the recording on the YCM, well, you don't have this feature. That's it. And then over here, I guess what we're supposed to do is just select the prompt. If you don't have the prompt, upload it here, because pretty sure you don't want to get any legal trouble there, so get the prompt here ready, all right? To notify the people who's on the phone right now, tell them that this call will be recorded. If you're okay, stay on the line. If you're not okay, you can hang it up. And next step, just select the channel. Which channel are you going to record it? Which extension would you like to record it? And which conference would you like to record it? And one more, it's going to be the queue. If you want to record a queue, that's also supported. Okay, the last one, it's going to be pin list. Let's take a look. So pin list here, I guess is nothing special. For the outbound route configuration, I just told you guys that we can set a pin list with a bunch of pin codes. So here, this is just a place for you to manage your pin list. All right. Okay, so I guess that was basically all we have for this particular session, and we still have something left on our system. I guess we have notification left here, and also we got, more importantly, I guess we have this web client left. And I will talk about that in detail with the next session.